Today we're talking about the new Flying Lotus album, Flamagra, and it certainly manages to put forward a lot of creative ideas. Some hit and some don't quite, but given the sheer amount that they try, you're bound to get some real greatness out of this, but along with the occasional mediocrity. Flying Lotus is of course a musician, DJ, filmmaker and founder of Brainfeeder Productions. He comes from the same pool of thought that produced talents such as Aphex Twin and Boards of Canada, and he certainly has no signs of stopping his efforts anytime soon. On this new release, you have everything from the track Heroes in a Half Shell, which sounds like a warped SNES game background track, then to the off-kilter digifunk of Burning Down the House, to the extremely unnerving Fire is Coming, which features the vocal talents of the infamous director and creator of Twin Peaks, David Lynch. And speaking of the features on this album, it's absolutely packed with an eclectic mix wall to wall. You have George Clinton from P-Funk fame, Anderson .Paak, Thundercat, Denzel Curry, just to name a few, and Denzel Curry in particular gels extremely well with the backing by Lotus and makes for a really engaging listening experience. Now, Flying Lotus does manage to utilise these talents extremely well because he spreads them all the way throughout, which really helps to keep the album fresh, which considering the runtime clocks in at 67 minutes, it's a really smart move. Though not all of these features necessarily work. For me personally, the repetitive beat on the track Yellow Belly with Tierra Whack rapping over only sort of serves as an annoyance. In fact, the track in particular is one that I wish to avoid on re-listens. Furthermore, although there are some great ideas on this release, it does feel dulled down in comparison to some of the past efforts by this musical artist. Especially towards the end of this album, where Flying Lotus really seems to run out of steam and creativity, and it leaves a listener on a low note of quality, sadly. One of those finishing tracks even reminded me of one of those lo-fi study beats YouTube streams, and that's certainly not a compliment. So, to conclude, on its own, Flamagra does manage to attain enough to warrant a listen and stand up as an interesting album, even with the aforementioned weaker elements that are present. I'm going to give this one a 6.9 out of 10, and that could have attained a 7 if it would have had a stronger finish to it. That about wraps it up. Thanks for watching. Maybe I'll see you next time, and please tell me what you thought of the album in the description, along with any suggestions for new reviews. Bye now.